Welcome back to the channel, baby. So for those of you who have been following my saga, I'm going to attempt to do this song again for a third, maybe a fourth time even. I'm not exactly sure because, I'm a little fizzled right now. I'm going on 36 plus hours with no sleep, and I don't feel any sleep coming on, but I feel my brain is just really rattling around my head. So what am I doing? Okay. And I'm going to release this in about 30 minutes, which will technically be tomorrow. Anyway, it's the Beatles Day Tripper, and it's been colorized. And it was the only thing I saw that wasn't directly connected some way to the Beatles and the Beatles organization. So I chose that one, hoping that it won't get blocked. And it did get blocked the first time. I actually released this one, and the cover is by the Mona Lisas, and I think they're either an Irish or an English group, but they're very good. I quite enjoyed it. And I released it, and then I realized there was some kind of strange audio going on at the very beginning with the Beatles, and it was only with the Beatles then, but I said I'll let it stand. But then after only 4 people liked it and only 14 people watched the video, being the Beatles, I thought, well, maybe I better go back and redo it. Well, I redid it, and that didn't work. So I split it up and redid it again, and that didn't work. And finally, I was like, I'm just going to do it all over again, no matter how disheveled and my mind's racing, going all different places. Anyway, I really do love doing this channel. These are the trying times a little bit, but I love this channel so much. So guys, the screen's up there. We're going to get on the Beatles Day Tripper colorized, and I'm going to say basically the same things I said the first 200 times I did this song, this reaction. All right, one more time. Ready? Just want to make sure. All right, let's go.
A day
Okay, great. No commercials popped up to run our lives. I'm going to get this off here for just a second while I change. Sorry, guys. While I change the video to the next one. The next one will be when I finally get to it. Will be the Mona Lisa twins, or Mona Lisa twins. They aren't twins. Doing it. You'll see in a minute. Doing the cover of that Beatles song, Day Tripper. So let me talk a little bit. Let me take these off for a second. Let me talk a little bit about several things that I kind of mashed into or put in 3 different videos. I'm going to mash them all into this one. A couple of things. First of all, instrument-wise, these guys were playing, of course, Paul had the Hofner bass, which is very cool looking, but he complained about it. He said that and I don't know the origin of the Hofner. It looks like a violin sort of, or cello or something, this spark viola or something, but it is bass. But he complained about it, and although I don't think it wasn't old. He complained that it would never stay in tune. Now I have no idea. I've never even seen a Hofner except for him playing it, and then one of the covers I did. Actually, I believe the cover I'm about to do has a Hofner bass in it, maybe. And George was playing a Ricky, a Rickenbacker. No, I'm sorry. George was playing a Gretsch, and John was playing the Ricky. Is that right? I may have it backwards. But Ringo, I'm not sure what he's playing. I would assume Slingerland. That might be a false assumption. It could have been Rogers. It could have been a bunch of different kits. It was very simple. It was a floor tom, a snare, a kick drum, and cymbals and a hi-hat. That's all they had. Now, when we were younger, and I'm not a drummer, I have some drums back there, and every now and then I get back there and just rattle some walls with it. But I'm not really a drummer. Don't have the coordination for it, and I really feel like I'm too old. When we were younger, there was always this thing going around about, why is Ringo in the Beatles? And Ringo is just not a good drummer, and they only got him for whatever reason they got him for. And I'm not sure maybe he looked, someone said that he was dark hair and he looked like them and all that garbage. But as the years passed on, and I kind of pondered on that because he really became my favorite Beatle, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But I started asking the questions, and I started watching videos and commentaries on the Beatles, and frankly, some very impressive drummers and drum companies said that Ringo Starr was a very good drummer, and that you were mistaken if you thought he was not as much of a part of the Beatles as everybody else was. Now you're fine to check me on that, dispute me on that. That's fine. I just remember what I was told. And I have friends that are amazing drummers, and they never made it to the likes of, say, the Beatles or the Eagles or all those guys, but they're very good drummers, and they too would say what I've been told, that Ringo was really a good drummer, and he had this really unique style. I think was it Dave Grohl was talking about his style. I saw it on a special about the Beatles and how he just kind of swept his hands, and it was very hard to replicate, and it made a very interesting kind of sound. And it looks like he's played simple, like, and he may be playing simple, but what's hard to replicate was the feeling that I got from watching those videos. Now let's talk about. We got the instruments out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about why they became so popular when they got here. They'd been in England. I don't know what the career was. Or at least I used to know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what it was like in England. And that they came to America basically to conquer America. And they did. They took it by storm. But why? I don't know. I'm not sure I can answer that. I have a theory on it, but I'm not sure it's correct. So we had rock and roll here, right? We had rock and roll. We had Buddy Holly. We had who was the Mexican guy who played guitar? I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be racist. I just can't remember right now. It'll jump in my head in a little bit, and I'll shout it out. We had Ray Charles, who's of the earlier blues in the 50s and early 60s. we had Carl Perkins, who, believe it or not, was a rock and roller, and he switched over to country later, or he was designated as a country artist, but he actually started out as a rock and roller. And so we had rock and roll as a type of music, right? And the Beatles came over, and they weren't doing that much different, right? They had cool instruments. They had neat, kind of different looking hair, or in some cases, people who thought they were devils and they were the beast. They hated their hair. They called them the mop tops and all this garbage. But they really were, in my opinion, a whole lot different. They did have songs that might have stretched the bounds as far as lyrics and stuff, but musically it's very similar. Again, my opinion and what I think and what I've always thought about the Beatles. I think it was because they started to push those boundaries, and I think that Americans started to push back a little bit. And at first, when they come over, they're the boys next door, kind of, except for the hair and the grungy look, but they were welcomed, right? But as they kind of morphed into that at the later stages, and they all had beards, and what did John say? He was God or was Jesus or something? And people lost their minds, and they went off and spoke to the Raja or whatever, guru, whatever it was. And to me, that was all theater, because you're talking about four young men. They were young men when they got in the industry. When you watch that video, they were having a great time. But I'm sure that probably pretty soon that wore off of having a great time, right? I think so. Because who wants to be followed around by the paparazzi anywhere you go? You can't pop your head up. You got to cover your head up. You can't be with a girl because they'll follow the girl around. It was just craziness. And I think they rebelled against that. And then we as a nation rebelled against them. I know that I always thought that John was a weirdo. I actually have gone back and listened to John's stuff, and I got an album that he and Yoko did right over there next to my record player. And he was a genius songwriter, and he really was a peace guy, I think. There's rumors that he was, he's mean to the other Beatles. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what's true because I wasn't there. But I see on us records and stuff, he really did want peace. Whether or not he was religious, it doesn't matter to me at all. It's just that he was a guy that had this on a mission. He wanted to do something, change something, and suddenly he got killed too early. Paul grew his beard and his hair out, but he was still pretty much the same guy. Same with Ringo. He got into the movies. George kind of went out on the spoken dope thing and the Rajas and all that stuff, but he eventually came around too. So that's all I can think of. And if you have other theories as to why there came a time when we really, as a country, did not like the Beatles, and especially in the earlier days, and then a brief period of time when they were accepted, and then in the later days, and they were out. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I'm going to get into this cover because I've been droning on and on and on, and I think you're ready to see it. And I've seen it 3 or 4 times, and so there will be no surprises for me. But here we go. Oh, we go. Don't forget that. There we go. All right, we are ready. So as I have seen this video at least 3 or 4 times, Let me point out the random girl on the side with the tambourine, and it made me laugh because it's pretty much all she's doing. I believe she's providing some backup. I don't know anything about this band, and I will learn more as I go on because I like them. I'll do more. But does she play anything else? Does she serve any other, purpose in the band? But I love what she's doing. She's right on with the tambourine, and I love it. It makes me smile actually. And the girls are both playing Gretches. One's an acoustic and one's an electric, I believe. And the bass player is playing Hofner, I think. It looks like Hofner. It might be a knockoff.
She took me halfway there. She's a big teaser. She took me halfway there now. She was there. I trip a one-way ticket, yeah. It took me so long to find out, and I found out.
All right, so I love that, and I've got a couple things to say. This was released, at least released 9 years ago. I'm going to look at the, I didn't look before I should have, but it was released 9 years ago. Marvelous Twins play Beatles and more, so I'm going to check that out because I really like them. I think they're great. I would like to know also again the random tambourine girl, what else she did, if anything. And if all she played is tambourine, rock on. I did hear her come in on that third part of harmony. These girls are fun, man. That's fun music to play. The guitar player, electric guitar player, had some kind of weird fingers. It was her fretting fingers, I don't know what else to call it, were angular and weird, and finger looked weird to me. She capoed too, and she played some barchord kind of stuff, but she was very talented, I thought. And they did a great cover of the song, and I like that cover because it's not exactly the way the Beatles did it, but it gives it the same kind of energy, and it's just different enough to perk my ears up, and hopefully yours as well. I don't know why I'm still wearing this. I don't know why this is still on the screen, guys. I guess because I'm delirious. I get that way when I eat Mac. Anyway, I love this. I hope you guys did as well. And we'll do more by the one with Beatles Twins. I'm not sure 9 years ago when this was released was when the band was started. Maybe the band's not even still together, but I did not do the research I should have done before we started. I often don't because of my brain explosions. So I apologize for that. but I thought it was a very, very, very good cover of that song, and I hope you like this reaction to it, and my inane and insane comments in the middle, and the skeleton back there, Bonesy, he's awesome. So if you did like this video and all the craziness, do me a favor, and would you hit the thumbs up or like whatever you're doing now on the way out? I really appreciate it. And share with your friends, because if you like it, it's a good chance they will. And I really like the Mona Lisa twins, and you'll see them again probably, and maybe you've already done some by them. I don't know. And hit the notification bell, because like I said, I did this one already today. I had to delete it, and it's actually going to wind up on tomorrow, or in about 10 minutes it's going to be tomorrow. So it'll end up somewhere in tomorrow, so you'll see it there. And I'm hoping that I won't only get 4 likes and 14 views and no comments. And I think it's because, frankly, the Beatles side, the music just, the audio sucked on it. Helps this start. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if I haven't already said that, please do that. It's not about numbers at all. It's about people sharing the same ideas that I have. I love songs that have cool covers of them, whether it's a cover of a song and a cover of another cover. That's fine by me. Share your comments below. Why do I always say below? Share your comments in the comment section, and if you'd like to leave some suggestions there, you can, or you could email me at anothercoverlover, all one word, anothercoverlover16@gmail.com. Okay, that's my address for you to send suggestions to, that I will be sure that I get them. I'm not always sure that I'll get them if you just leave them in the suggestion portion of YouTube. Comment on what you thought about what I said, what the music meant to you, what you know of the Beatles, what you don't know of the Beatles, what you know of the server, whatever you want to say. I would say don't be mean. And keep the foul language down to a minimum if you can. It doesn't bother me, but it might bother some other people. Be nice. And I don't care what you say about me, but be nice to each other. That's so important, man. I really believe that. And until next time, I think I covered all my bases. Until next time, peace. Come back and see me. Hopefully I'll still be around.